It's Madden NFL 24 on EA Sports, and our focus is on the Lions' creative quarterback. After his last game, he's now across 3,000 yards for the season. It's the Lions and the Broncos, and it comes your way next on EA Sports.
Downtown between Brush Street and I-375. That's where we're located in the heart of Detroit at Ford Field, which first opened back in 2002. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one, as it'll be the Denver Broncos taking on the Detroit Lions. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Lions team entering play. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Here's Will Lutz ready to get this one started. And we are underway from Ford Field. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. And a glance here at their shifty mobile signal caller.
I guess we're going to have to nickname him the thrower, aren't we, or something like that.
After last week?
I mean, man, you're talking about over 400 yards throwing the ball. The running backs and everyone else may be looking at him like, hey, don't forget us. And he'd probably just tell him, listen, you want to get involved? Go out and catch some passes. I'll make sure you touch it.
He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at second down. A tough season for them to this point, and here's part of the reason why. You see the injuries have left them shorthanded in prior weeks, and that's the case again here in this one.
Brandon, great teams can overcome injuries and keep their seasons on track, but sometimes even the great teams have injuries that are just too numerous, or they affect the wrong group of guys, the guys who actually lead their ball club, and it's just tough to get past them. This team struggling with that.
Now a play fake here on first down. And that's to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. That early game script that they drew up is working pretty well here on this first drive. Already in field goal range, Charles knocking on the door of the red zone.
You know, Brandon, when we met with the coaching staff, they kind of predicted that they would come out firing like this. I think you and I were a little skeptical to be this.
And in for the Lions, touchdown. Amon-Ra St. Brown, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Lions are on the board first here this afternoon. Well, they spoke about the importance of getting off to a good start, and they're on their first drive, Charles, into the end zone for the touchdown.
And what an advantage for them. They're already clicking one drive in, didn't need to wait to get up to full speed. We had heard about the extra time they put in with each other, trying to learn each other's skills, what they liked, the whole deal, and it paid off early in this one. I would expect them to keep firing on the next drive and keep that connection going.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Well, now how about this return? And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. So now here are the Broncos for their first drive of the game. Leading them out, the 5th-year Auburn alum, got his first career starts last season. Here's Jarrett Stidham.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the one interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that, and they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets, and bottom line, how do they get a win?
Stidham's throw here taken in by Ingram. So the completion good for 6 yards, and it makes it 3rd down and 2 yards to go. Now Stidham. He had a man open, but he missed it, and it's incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
Pilardi now on to punt as he sends this one away. 40 yards on the punt, 2 on the return, and the Lions will take over. The Lions offense heading out as we give you a look at the playoff race coming into the weekend in the NFC. They've got the 7-0 lead. Now they've got the football back after their defense got the stop, CD. And you get the feeling if they could score here, they'd really have all the momentum on their side.
And you just wonder right now, is the quarterback and the play caller totally in sync? Are they of one mind that, hey, what worked last time, let's keep doing it until they stop us? Or do they go to a different section in the playbook, show them something different? Either way, they want a repeat of their first drive.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. We can look at this Bronco defense. And they played well against the pass, currently ranked 7th in the NFL.
And while teams don't like to talk about it, they're pretty proud of their rankings. But this ranking is going to be put to the test today because they're going up against a top 5 passing offense in this one.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well.
And this is what you want to see from a defense. Give up an opening drive touchdown, that's fine. But how about them going back out there, recommitting themselves to the task at hand, and forcing a 3-and-out and giving the ball back to their offense.
Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Dobbins. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on second down. Stoppage here for an injury, and not what you want to see. J.K. Dobbins in a little bit of pain after that last play. 2nd and a couple. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. First carry now for Jaleel McLaughlin. And he's stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on third down. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On the handoff, McLaughlin. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. The give is to McLaughlin. And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. Give him 14 yards there and a Denver first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3-and-out.
On first down, Stidham. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who's shaken up. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Stidham. He's got his target. That's complete. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 28. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. So the completion there, Charles, looking at this defense, certainly in for a tough task here this afternoon. What are some of the keys for them if they want to come out on top?
Well, the first thing, partner, is they just allowed a completion there. They don't want to get a string of those going. Let him get his confidence. Let him get into the rhythm of the game, the flow of the game, and all of a sudden, he's feeling like he can do no wrong. You want to really get after his timing a little bit, knock a few balls away, and make things uncomfortable for him. Because if he feels relaxed, you are in for a tough afternoon.
They go play action now. Stidham. The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
That is caught. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Well, hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. They go back to the ground with Dobbins. Showed off the toughness, but still corralled shy of the 5 at the 6.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Now Stidham on 2nd down. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. There's Charles Harris getting home for the sack.
They've got over 30 yards of turf so far, but a sack knocks them backwards. And that interrupts the momentum they were building. Good opportunity for the defense to escape this drive before they get to the end zone.
For the Lions, an extra DB in the game now here on 3rd down. To throw is Stidham. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. Marvin Mims, a 20-yard touchdown. And the Broncos are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
Well, that's what I call an answer right there. They gave up a sack on the previous play. How about what they did to finish things off, turning it right back around?
That's the response, and that O-line feels a lot better now, don't they?
Yeah, without a doubt, because give up the sack in the previous play, that just hurts those guys because they never want to see their guy get hit.
Will Lutz on for the point after. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the 1st quarter, and we're tied 7-7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. No run back here for Raymond. This will be a touchback. Amon-Ra St. Brown and the rest of the Detroit Lions getting set for another series here. Well, he's within shouting distance of a 1,000-yard season. Going to need a pretty good finish, though, if he wants to reach that mark.
Well, I like how you phrased it, partner. He is within shouting distance. If he stays on this pace, he's got a shot at it. But he needs a big game in there, right, to make sure that he gets it. So you know that during the week, in practice, and look, he asks for the ball all the time anyway. He's really going to ask for the ball and let his quarterback know he's open.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. He's trying to get it to Amon-Ra St. Brown, and it's 3rd down. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. But you look at this Bronco defense, and they've played well against the pass, currently ranked 7th in the NFL.
This secondary has really developed into one of the strengths of this team. They diagnose, they cover, they run, they hit. What a nice team.
I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. 1st down, 18-yard gain.
He's a talented runner, and that means he's always looking for bigger and bigger gains when he takes off. Certainly found some bonus yards there beyond the 1st down marker, and this early drive will continue with that extra jolt from his legs.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And that one too wide and incomplete. The Lions had 6 and 7, a game under 500 on the year. And they were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They get the home crowd behind them. I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
3rd and 4. They'll set up a throw. And this one is incomplete.
Well, you've got a receiver here who's got 1 touchdown already in this 1st quarter, and they were trying to double his pleasure there, wanting to continue to go to the guys already gotten into the end zone. But good coverage to make sure that this time it fell incomplete.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. The drive will commence with a run by J.K. Dobbins. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Well, this defense for the Lions, they put together a strong effort last week in the win over Chicago.
There's a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct. Sometimes the game is pretty simple. Put a few extra defensive backs on the field, give them nowhere to throw the football, force the incompletion, and get off the field on 3rd down.
44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Fair catch called for and made, but now we'll have to see about the penalty.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker, defense.
That hurts. If it was running into the kicker, wouldn't be a first down. Roughing, it is a first.
And just think about the differences between the two. Running into the kicker almost feels inadvertent, just a small tap, so to speak. But when you rough him, usually bodies are hitting the ground and flying all different places. And the difference is 5 yards or 15. And in this case, that's a big play.
And a lane slow materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45. Under a minute to go, clock running, and a back-and-forth first quarter of play. On 2nd down, here's Stidham. That pass complete to Moore. And he is going to lose yardage here. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Now it's Stidham. They set up the screen for Dobbins. And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line, well short of the first. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down. On now, the former Vol, Michael Pilardi. Fielded at the 20. That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. A throw over the middle, taken in, and getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. 7-7, our score after 1. Second quarter action now from Detroit, and it's the homestanding Lions who have the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Back to throw here. That's caught. It's Dan Arnold, the tight end. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 38. Back to throw again. And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
Now a throw here, hauled in, and he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. So 3rd down, they need to get to the 28 for a first. They'll look to throw again. They're going to find the open man. That's complete. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 16. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down. So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that 3rd down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field. Defensively, make sure you know where he is because he understands how to get open in key situations.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. Ball on the 8. 2nd and 2. Again, he'll drop to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Amon-Ra St. Brown with his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Lions have taken the lead. In the second quarter, and already his second touchdown reception.
Absolutely the definition of a difference maker here in this first half. Clearly one of his quarterback's favorite targets in this game, and I figure he's going to draw a little more attention and coverage moving forward.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. And the football going back over to the Denver Broncos. You know, Charles, season winding down, time to maybe look ahead to the offseason. What do you see these guys going after either in the draft or free agency?
Well, with the season that they're having, just about every position is up for grabs right now. No one is really safe, but the focal point's always the quarterback position. And he may be auditioning to try and stay with his own current team. I think he's auditioning for the rest of the league to try and find a spot because I think this team is looking for a new quarterback.
Here's Stidham. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Sutton. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Stidham's throw complete there to Moore. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that's going to bring up second down. Here's Stidham to throw. They'll find Dobbins out of the backfield. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. The Broncos on third down. They've hit 4 of 7. This will be 3rd and 6. Stidham. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have the Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
A run on first down, but it's not going to get him much, maybe a yard, and that's all.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
They'll run. It's McLaughlin. And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49. 8th play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on 3rd down. Now Stidham. Down the right sideline. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
Well, partner, that's how you make a long drive suddenly not so long anymore. One big play, and they're already in field goal range with designs on getting more than that.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. A carry from McLaughlin. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off.
Touchdown, Broncos! A great play there. His first NFL reception goes for 6. And the Broncos are an extra point away from evening this one up. So that's the rookie's first trip to the end zone, and I think it's safe to say one he'll always remember.
Oh, without a doubt. That one is going to be imprinted forever. And nowadays, we're seeing rookies make a greater impact at that position at receiver than ever before. I think mainly because of the sheer volume of footballs that they catch in college.
Lutz good on the extra point, and we are tied at 14. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive, and it ends with a Denver touchdown. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And it'll come out to the 25 as Raymond will elect not to bring it out. We get a look at Amon-Ra St. Brown as his offense readies for the next drive. Previous series, definitely a focal point. 3 catches, the touchdown grab. As a DB, or former DB, is there a number of catches on a drive you're like, oh, he got the best of us?
I'm not sure there's a number, but there's a great feel. And what he did on the last drive, yeah.
Especially with a touchdown.
Yes.
You're never happy.
You're exactly right. The way he capped it off, so you feel that at the sideline, and now you're looking at your buddies and saying, okay, what are we going to do to take things away from him? Because I'm not sure the other guys can make those sort of plays. So let's make sure that we don't let him get going again.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. They'll look to throw here. Flushed out right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. It'll go as a gain of 25 on a play that started back at the 25.
Certainly not a positive sign if you're the D coordinator and you see your guys give up that space so early in the game. 3rd down, that's when the clamps are supposed to come out. But his ability to create things with his legs makes things difficult.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle 3rd of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down. Looking to throw. And he rifles one incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. Jack Fox out to punt here on 4th down. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Here's 2nd and 10. On the ground, here's McLaughlin. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. 42 yards rushing for him now to this point. Here comes 3rd and the length of the football. Here's McLaughlin. Runs through the contact. And a great move again. And he will have a Broncos 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Obviously an important run to avoid the 3 and out on your own side of the field.
Shows a lot of faith in that offensive unit, doesn't it? That you want to run the ball in that situation. Pick up the 1st down. Also helps out your defensive guys a little bit too. Allows them to get at least one more series of downs in order to get some rest.
On 1st down, it's McLaughlin. And he'll be taken down after a short gain as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. Strong run, but they get to him just beyond the 40. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. Now it's Stidham. That is caught. And now off to the races down the right side. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big play there on the catch and run. And the Broncos are going to have a new set of downs.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
Now Stidham on first down. That's into the hands of McLaughlin. And now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Now 2nd and 5. To throw is Stidham. He finds his man, complete. That's McLaughlin. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Stidham. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's McLaughlin. Touchdown! Jaleel McLaughlin from 17 yards out. And the Broncos will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. Well, forget about the weapons out wide. He knows he's got another weapon in the backfield in the passing game, Charles, and he utilized him perfectly on that play.
And the offense coordinator showed me something on that play, Brandon, because so often during a game, our cameras find them looking down at their play sheets, and you wonder if they're absorbing anything. He had something specific in mind, and he went to it, and it worked well.
Lutz with the extra point, and the lead is now 21-14. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. The Lions now taking over late in this first half. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range. And his throw's going to be incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks.
He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. Now the Broncos will use their third and final timeout, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate...
A first mistake for him in the ball game as it's intercepted. Picked up by Quan Alexander. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
So first thing that crosses my mind is why didn't they just sit on the lead and take it to the locker room? They're in good shape.
Absolutely. And from this spot on the field, now you've given the other side a chance for points here going into intermission.
Yeah, you changed the momentum of the game, and it's something you did not need to do.
And Detroit getting set to go now. And they will begin in field goal range already as they search for a potential score. They'll come out throwing here on first down. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
Well, so far on this drive, they've done some good work. They forced incompletions on first and second down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. Badgley able to punch this one through, and that'll bring him back within 4. So the interception set him up a terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. All that remains is to snap this once, and that'll do it for the first half of play. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Both of these offenses had their share of high points in that first half. Each team had some big moments, and it would seem this could turn out to be a game where the last score wins.
Taking it about the 1. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. And the Broncos offense set to begin this third quarter. We've got a close game. The offense has played well, but right now they've got to keep their foot on the gas.
And that carries with it an extra bit of pressure, doesn't it? As much fun as they're having right now, they're locked in, really clicking on all cylinders. They also know that they ever miss a chance to put points on the board, they've actually put their team in jeopardy. And that's not how you want to play the game. It's supposed to be complementary football, offense, defense. But today, it's all offense for them.
Yeah, they've been playing with a sense of urgency. It's probably going to need to continue. This now a 3rd and 4. He'll drop to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Broncos first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now a handoff up the middle. McLaughlin. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. From the gun, it's Stidham. And incomplete on the deep ball.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. That's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up. Converged on his man and broke the play up.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
And so many times we look at the opening drive of the third quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it. And that's a strong performance there defensively to force incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. Blitz forthcoming as he'll look to throw. This to Arnold on the short pass. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Looking for and finding Arnold once again. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Back to throw again. And he fires one incomplete.
Had an open man that time and ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And that'll be caught. It's St. Brown. A big play there for Detroit. 43 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, only they were all this easy because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Here's Knight on the handoff. There's the stiff arm. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 50 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
Some big plays in the passing game on this drive, and here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
Right back to him on first down. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. His second rushing touchdown of the year and third overall. And the Lions have retaken a third-quarter lead. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the first and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard-charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that gives him a 3-point lead. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. First and 10. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. They'll keep it on the ground. It's McLaughlin, and he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped him.
And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Derek Barnes with a big-time sack on third down. It's a loss of 7. Here's Michael Pilardi now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Good starting field position for them as they come up first and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 48. On play action, they'll throw. Throw over the middle, he finds Williams. From the 46, here's second down and 3. They're going to look to throw. And this is incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. And this third down looking very tough after the holding penalty. Third and long. Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call.
But the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down, that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a first down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Finds the open target, Arnold. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. This gain not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two. From down at the 12, it's first and 10. On the carry, here's Knight. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
They'll look to throw. He's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. Dan Arnold from 10 yards out. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it. keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. Denver's offense now set to go. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Stidham's throw here caught by Mims. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. He's up now to 80 yards receiving in the ball game, and he's got a first down.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
They'll run on first down. McLaughlin. And he'll be pretty well stopped in his tracks. Give him a yard up to the 42. They work now on 2nd and 9. They'll keep it on the ground. It's McLaughlin. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 74 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. On first down, McLaughlin. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Now it's Stidham. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. Now it's 2nd and 10. Now Stidham. Now pass complete to Moore. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now at Ford Field. It's the Broncos trailing, but they do have possession of the football as we begin quarter number 4. The kick by Lutz is good, and this is back down to a 7-point game. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get it the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
No run back here for Raymond. This will be a touchback. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They've been rolling the last couple of drives, each ending in touchdowns. So this game is flipped. They were down. Now they're up with the football. We'll see how they handle it.
Can we get a spy on the headset now between the head coach and offensive coordinator? Because they've been in attack mode. Had to get back into the game. Now they have the lead. Do you stay on the attack? Or do you dial it back a little bit to try and protect this lead?
Well, my cop-out answer would be somewhere in the middle. I think it's going to be a fine line, is it not?
I think you're exactly right, but I do think if they can stay aggressive and keep them on their heels, they'll be best served that way.
First down, Detroit, 16 yards on the pickup. A run with Knight. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now third down. Back to throw here. That is caught. He's going to have the first down and more than that. And he's all the way down to the 13-yard line. A big play there for Detroit. 42 yards.
Well, this game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been revved up from the start. And here's yet another big play. Boy, both defenses have just got to be dragging out there because they've been run ragged throughout.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Looking to throw. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down. They'll look to throw again. And that's hauled in by St. Brown over the middle. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a lion that's shaken up. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. This offense so far on third down, they've converted 6 times and could use a 7th here. This will be 3rd and 5. Dancing to his left. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the first down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And in for the Lions, touchdown. Dan Arnold, a beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Lions are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. And, Charles, they continue to have trouble stopping him as he's into the end zone yet again.
Yes, multiple series now that have ended with him in the end zone. A perfect plan on how to utilize him best when they get in close.
Badgley on for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So a nice drive put together there. They go 75 yards in 9 plays. And the end result, a Detroit touchdown. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. And Denver getting set to take the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. They'll run on 1st down. It's McLaughlin, and he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. Here's a 2nd and 5. Here's Stidham to throw. That's into the hands of McLaughlin. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. 3rd and 2. To throw is Stidham. A short one to the tight end, Troutman. Yeah, this is not going to be enough. Was in search of 2 yards and only got halfway there. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
He needed a yard. He didn't get anything. And the Lions will get the football back in terrific field position. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on 4th.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, They can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover. Here's a throw, complete right side to start things out. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. From the 41, this is 2nd and a yard.
Second and a yard at the 41-yard line.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He'll go right back to St. Brown. And he's taken down inside the 30. That'll put him up over 160 yards receiving now for the game. They can't seem to stop it. This is Knight. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
93 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. He finds his man, complete. It's Arnold. So that'll be no better than an incompletion, and that'll make it 2nd down.
On the play, 2nd and 10 at the 16-yard line.
Back to throw. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
3rd down and 10 yards to go.
Up the middle they go. It's Knight, and they're going to drop him well shy of the 1st as he can only make it to the 11th. It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
He had to fight for every yard on that run. Shook himself free of a tackle and kept fighting, even with the rest of the defense closing in on him. That's the kind of effort you'll take every single time.
Here's Michael Badgley ready for the field goal try. This to make it a 3-score game late. Badgley able to knock this one through, and that will extend their lead even further. So that almost certainly the final piece to this puzzle, a 3-score lead. I don't think there's any coming back from there.
But you know, normally I'd get on you for giving up on the game right here, but I do think you're right in this case. This late in the game, 2 scores is tough enough. 3, I'm with you. That seems out of the question.
And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled it to 20. Denver's offense ready to go again. And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss. Now Stidham on 1st down. He's going to air it out deep for Green. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
DJ Reed there defensively.
Stidham. A throw over the middle, taken in by Troutman. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Stidham sets to throw on 1st. Open man is the tight end Troutman. Down the left sideline. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Adam Troutman. 62 yards. And the Broncos have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. When they drew that up, I don't think they envisioned it ending in a house call, but he got it and took it all the way home.
Really impressive run after the catch, wasn't it? That was really special by him. But let's face it, in today's NFL, those tight ends are often former wide receivers or maybe even sometimes bigger running backs. They just put them in a position to get a great matchup and make plays like that.
Lutz good on the extra point, and the lead is trimmed down to 10. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the Lions are able to cover this one up. The 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
On the give, here's McBride. And he's got it to about the 40. Give him 4 yards on the play, and that will lead us into the 2-minute warning. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. 5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on first down. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. On 2nd down, it's Knight. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
The ball was tipped and fell incomplete, but it was tipped up in the air, so the guys on defense, they had to feel like that was a big opportunity, and it was missed. They needed a play to help turn things around a little bit. Ball's in the air. Can they rally to it and get it? On that play, they weren't able to. They'll take the ball, batted away. But, boy, they missed a big chance there.
So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
And he won't quite make it to the 25. So the Broncos now down by 13, 57 seconds to go. A 4th straight defeat looming on the horizon, barring a comeback here as they've got it with a 1st down. Stidham hit, and he lost it. And now this ball picked up by the offense. But here in the final 2 minutes of the game, this will be blown dead. Only the fumbler can advance the football, so this will go back to the spot of the fumble itself. Aleem McNeil in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. This was a fun one today if you like points. A lot of them went on the board. Both offenses were clicking. Charles's defenses, meanwhile, have a little something to clean up before their next contest.
Yeah, neither end zone had a stop sign in it, did they? I mean, for both sides,